Hello, it's Sharon and welcome to today's Creative Crafts. So what we're going to be making today is a lovely hanging light. So you can have this in the house or in the garden. So we're using string. So you will need some string, a pair of scissors, vital, a glass jar, so this could be a jam jar or something, you know, but just an old glass jar. It needs to be washed, cleaned and dry, and a battery operated tea light, much safer than the ones that you light as candles. Oops, even better if they actually work, but there you go, that's it. There, it is working now. And if you want to add beads to it, it's you can do. So there we go, that's what we're making. I'm going to put that to the side and we're going to start. You'll also need, if you want to put a decorative edging around the top, you'll need some strong high tack glue and a glue spreader or something just to put it on with. So first we get a nice clean jar. I've also got a small selection of beads because I'm going to attempt to put them on later on. A small jar. This one's a bit smaller than the one I did originally, but it's perfect. It's perfect. So with your string, you need to cut 10 lengths that are exactly the same length. So I've gauged mine by literally just doing a full arm's width. So my arms are outstretched, and it literally, that is my arms outstretched. So I don't know, about 4 foot. And you can make it shorter, it doesn't really matter. These are actually quite long, to be honest. And you just fold it in half. So you need 10 lengths, exactly the same length. And then you need one length that is basically, oops, don't know what's happened there, we've got a bit of a tangle. Just move that across. The same length, but then cut in half, so it's half of that length. So with this one, you get, I'm going to lower this down so you can see me working. All the lengths need to be folded in half equally. Just make sure that your ends are the same. And the shorter piece of string, you just put that in front of you. Now you get the loop from the first piece and you just literally fold it through itself. I'm going to show you this. I've got 10 to do, so we should be able to do it. Now I try to make them all come out the same way, but it doesn't matter. Here's the next one, folded in half. Loop it through. And pull it back on itself just to tighten up. So just put all 10 on there. And then when you're done, we'll move on to the next stage. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pause it for a moment. So you work your way along and you put attach all of the strings, so all the longer lengths to the one shorter length. You just thread them through. Just going to sort of slightly undo this one so you can just see again how to do it. So you fold it in half, you make a loop and you pull it back through itself, so it's like that, and there we go. So we have all 10 now attached. Then you get your jar and you tie it on. Now don't worry about any excess string because you can put that inside. So you're going to tie it on, just make sure it's all in the right place, nice and tight, because if it's loose it slips off. So nice and tight, and you tie a knot. Oops. And then if you want, you can just go back around that again, back around itself, back to the same place. Oops. And you tie a knot again. And we're going to double that. I'm going to go through there. And now that's been tied on twice. And another knot, just to secure it. And you can either use this if you want to go around later on, or rather than getting sort of caught up in the string, just chop it off and we can add some more later. Just going to chop it there. And now we've got all these strings attached. So now what we need to do is, it may sound complicated, but it really isn't. Just space them out a little bit, spread them out so they're all equal. Doesn't matter massively at the moment, because that's it. There. Now, every other one you gather up. So we're going to start from here. So one. So leave one hanging down, pick one up. Leave one hanging down, pick one up. Leave the next one down, but pick the next one up. And all the way around until you've got all of those. There we go. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to tie that in a knot at the moment. Not a full knot, but just have it so we can undo it loosely. And we're just going to tuck all those inside the jar because you don't need them at the moment. Now we can space these ones out around it so they're equal. So just work your way around the jar. Just check that they all seem to be an equal distance between each one. Just the ones that you're going to be using. So you should have so many, 5 in the jar and 5 out of the jar. Just check that the distance is right between them. That's it. Nicely spaced. Nicely spaced. Let's check again. Yep. So now what might be complicated, but it isn't. So you get the jar and we're going to start tying them so that they're going to go into those triangles, into the diamond shape, I should say. Some are triangles at the top, but they work out as diamonds eventually. So what you need to do, put one, so get one straight, get one of the strings and they're all in doubles, so push one to the side and then move on to the next piece of string hanging down and get the 2 inward pieces of string, as you can see, and just tie it, get them so they come into a lovely diamond, a lovely triangle, and just tie. I'm going to go through this with you to show you exactly what to do. I'm going to work his way around. So they can be as big or as small as you want, but if you go nearer the top, so there is your first one. So now this is hanging down, so you move on to your next piece of string that's coming down. Check that that's right. Get your triangle shape and tie a knot. Oops. And that, there we go, is your second one. So there's a piece of string here that was attached to the last piece. Move it round. Get your next one. There should be 2 dangling together. Just separate it slightly. And you've got a triangle. Tie a knot. Oops. I'm going to tie that knot. Fantastic. So there's one piece of string there, then you'll move on to a double one. Just make sure they're separated, take one piece and make that into that triangular shape that you need. Tie the knot. You can have these as sort of loose or as tight as you need, but you want a nice sort of shape. Don't want it too high up, because your next one's going to turn into a diamond. So you work your way around. So we're nearly done now. Just going to see where I am with this. So I'm now on the last one. So I'm going to tie that into the triangle, as you can see. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to do it so you can see it properly. I'm just going to use those 2 pieces of string and we're going to make a knot. Pull it through. And there you have a triangle. Now we do the same again. So what we're going to do this time, I'm going to sit it here so you can properly see it. There you go. You see there's 2 pieces hanging down. So you go from this one and this one, from the ones that are closest to the middle. And yet again, we're going to tie it. Oops. into, pull those two threads together, and gonna form, oops, that. So then it makes a diamond. So we're going to repeat that all the way around. And when you've done it, and you've got to that stage, it should be looking, got all that inside, look, looking like this. So we're most of the way around now on this one. I'll just move those, I think you can see it much clearer like that. There. So I'm just going to put the top back inside. And we're just going to continue now all the way around till we've finished doing this. So I'll continue. And you take those, you make the diamonds so that you get to the bottom of your jar. Let's just have a little pause now. So when you get all the way around, you keep tying the strings to each other. I'm just trying to make sure you can see it. And now we're near the bottom. So I'm going to do this one. Let's make another diamond. Oops. I just bought this twine from a local sort of shop. Sells a bit of everything, and it was quite cheap. It was only about £1.50. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring all those in. I'm going to turn it upside down. We've got to the very bottom. Bring them all in, each one, and I'm going to tie a knot. Pull it nice and tight. Oops. Nice and tight. And there we have the bottom bit. Now we want to decorate that a little bit and make it a bit fancier. So I'm going to now plait down. So I'm going to split it into 3 sections. Just trying to make sure you can see. So I'm going to get the wire, not the wire, the string, sorry. And there's 3 pieces there, 3 pieces there, 4 pieces there, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you'll have 2 with 3 and 1 with 4. And I'm just, if you can plait, I'm just going to plait down here a little bit. As you can see. And I'm just going to get to there, and I'm going to tie a knot. Tie it into a knot. I'm going to pull that string back through on itself. Just tied it up a little bit as you go. There we go. And we can do that again. So we're going to split it. So we're going to have 3, then we're going to have 4, and then we're going to have 3. So I'm just pulling it through itself. I'm just going to plait it. 1, 2, there we go. Plait that nicely. This part of the plait's a little bit shorter because we're going to tie that knot again with that string. And if you've got some beads that you can thread through, it's quite nice. Now I've got some big chunky wooden beads. I don't know if they're going to work. We can have a go, we can see. So obviously we've got quite a lot of string here. So I picked these up. I think I just happened to come across them really. I'm quite sure where I picked them up. But you know, you can look, you can go to the market or something, or just look online, get some beads. Now you just need to try and push this through. So what I'm going to do is, these have all become a little bit uneven on the end. I'm going to try and make them the same. If I can, I'm going to tighten that up. Now it might not work, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to tighten that as tight as I can, and I'm just going to try and thread some of these through. So I'm going to twist the bead on, so literally twist the bead, and it should eventually, there you go, you see, go in. and we're just going to tie one more knot on the bottom just to secure it. Oops. There we go, that's nice and tight. Then you just need to pull out the strings for the top. Now what I've done on here is, I'll show you on a different one. I've brought them up, and part way up I've tied a knot. Now it doesn't matter if they're not even, nothing, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just going to pull this back now so you can see me again. Hello. And I've gathered the strings and I've given it a nice gap, and I've tied a knot, then I've done a plait, then I've done a knot, then I've split the plait, the string in two. So I've separated into two halves, and I've plaited each side to make a lovely loop, so that if you've got something to hang it on in the garden, you can. Then I've tied a couple more knots in the top. It's another loop there, you don't have to use that loop, I've just put it on, and there's an extra bit, and there you go, you have a lovely hanging lantern. And obviously it wouldn't be complete without a battery operated tea light for safety. So I'm just going to move back a little bit. Now this is quite a long one, as you can see, and here's the one that I made before that I brought in with me. Whoops, it's getting a little bit tangled up, so it's not quite as it should be. This one's much shorter, and we have some lovely hanging lanterns. Thank you for joining me. Please leave your comments, let us know what you think, and if you can, send us pictures of the things you've made. It's always good to see what people have done. Thank you, bye.